Recording started. Hey,
welcome everyone to
Clap
our
it up,
season premiere. We got the fellas in the building. I am your, I guess you could say, host, Big Mike. You can see my name under my picture. To my right, I have my guy Dylan.
What up?
Under him, Breezy.
Sir.
Don't get excited. We don't have money for Drake. Drake is not here.
That's who Anthony wishes he looked like.
That is the man, Enoch in the building. Fellas, we're here. How you doing?
Good. I'm loving it. I'm excited.
Doing good, man. Rainy day. Great weekend night. Great weekday night, man. It's not that miserable.
Well, the day was like weather-wise was miserable.
Yeah.
Especially when you got a window right outside your office and you just see misery.
Yeah, it was nasty.
Bad day.
I work in the field, so I'm out there and
damn.
Mm-hmm. Not great. But this is a nice way to end the day.
Yeah.
Shit off our
That's
chest.
where we're going to have some
episode
fun.
1.
Episode 1 is here. We are, at the moment that this is being recorded, live. I think the fellas are watching the Knicks. I'm watching the Knicks too. I also have my eye on the World Series that's going on.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Fuck the Astros.
We will get into that sentiment.
No language, man. No foul language, bro.
We'll
look into that.
90 seconds in, and Dylan has already
already. Like, you just gave Mike more work to do now when he
come on.
If we're doing censors, put a duck quack for my censor every time I say it.
Come on, man.
Every time I say it,
you just started this nigga dropping F-bombs, man.
Oh,
look, dropping N-bombs.
Hey,
we are.
Oh, damn. Oh, my bad. Oh, damn, my bad.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is the headache that you will see me dealing with every week.
No, that was unintentional. Dylan was very intentional when he dropped that F-bomb.
That's how I speak, sir. I'm authentic.
It's gonna stay authentic.
Oh yeah, you're a Jets fan. I know you're authentic. I know you are.
I keep it real.
Can we get to this? Can we? Y'all can fight in 2 minutes. We have to get to our first segment ever. The NBA Top 75 list, their greatest 75 players of all time, according to this mystery panel, this mystery academy. That no one knows who's in it.
Oh, no, I have the list.
Stephen A. Smith said he was a part of that list.
So there's some drama on this list. It's 75 players. We're not going to go through all the names. But we do have some problems and issues with the list. And I'm going to give the floor to Dylan. You are first. What is your main complaint with this list?
I could do the obvious Dwight Howard and Kyrie Irving, because Kyrie Irving apparently was on the list and they took him off because of vaccination status. But we left Karl Malone, the child molester, on, so here or there. But Klay Thompson needs to be on this list. And if y'all disagree with me, that's fine. But if y'all think Reggie Miller deserves to be on this list, you think Klay Thompson deserves to be on this list. Because Klay Thompson's better than Reggie Miller.
Pulling the curtain back, I low-key was a little upset Reggie Miller was on this list, but I am extremely biased.
Yes, you are.
That is my most hated player ever. But I didn't think he really, I could name 75 players better than him. But to your point, I agree. If Reggie's on the list, Klay's on the list, because Klay is better than Reggie Miller.
This point that I brought up about Reggie Miller, I've brought it to a few different people, and everybody's kind of like on the same page where it's like, yeah. And this is no way shitting on Reggie Miller because he's a great player, all-time great player. Obviously, he's on this list as voted on by a million people, but you can't disrespect Klay Thompson like that by not having him on this list. But you got Bob Cousy, who couldn't dribble with his left hand, on this list. Like, there's no way. And Anthony Davis on this list, who literally, before he won the bubble ring, couldn't stay healthy and did nothing in his career, but he's on this list.
I feel like Anthony Davis is a projection player. They're projecting that he's going to be
got like a participation award kind of.
Yeah, but when you're doing a definite list like this, when you're like, these are the 75 guys, like you could always do this list again with the 100 when that comes around, right? When you're doing a definite list like this, and you have your Carmelo Anthony's, your Kareem's, your Wilts, your Steph's, your Clyde's, your Tim Duncan's, your Durant's, all these guys, and you have people who currently in the landscape of the way their careers are not on this list, like a Dwight Howard, who, when we talked last week, Dwight's a top 10 center of all time. You can name 8 guys, then you'll struggle for the last 2. Dwight's that guy, and he's not on this list. Yeah, Anthony Davis literally has done nothing besides win the ring to be on this list. Granted, again, he could be top 75, he could be top 50, he'd be top 25 by the time his career's over. But right now, he's not that. And that's just disrespect to some of the guys who didn't make the list. Like the Trace McGrady's, I can understand why he's not on the list. No longevity. My favorite player of all time, but is what it is. Vince Carter, get it. Not too mad about it. It's like I said, Vince Carter's a great player, not a hooper. But Anthony's gone. And
you pissed him off.
Yeah, I guess. I don't know what I'm saying.
One topic, you pissed him off.
Hey, it didn't last long. But then you got a guy like Paul Pierce, who got his ring. I know this is kind of hot take. I really didn't want this to turn. I hate Paul Pierce, but I like Paul Pierce. But
I hate Paul Pierce.
He got his ring, and that's it. He got the Finals MVP too, but he really wasn't the best player on that team. KG was.
All Paul Pierce slander.
But Paul Pierce is on this list. And I like Paul Pierce. But there's 2 guys not on this list who deserve to be on this list. Well, 3, Kyrie Irving, because Dame I don't think belongs on this list either.
I don't. Go ahead, please. I'll get into mine in a minute. Go ahead, please.
I mean, it's the obvious. I don't have really many gripes about this list. I think everybody that's on there deserves to be there. I do think that, when you think about 75 players, kind of like everybody can't make it. You know what I'm saying? Everybody can't. But there are some stipulations that hey, we got some video.
We got face!
Drake is gone.
I know.
You look like Drake.
You know who this is?
I know. I'm a little darker than Drake. Sorry, girls. It's not what it is.
I thought they said I didn't know who you was, man.
I don't know.
I know exactly who this man is. But like I was saying, I'm glad they got my boy Bob Pettit on there. You know, Bob Pettit is that's
shout
God right there. Mike, shout out to Bob Pettit. Mike would not agree. He's never seen Bob Pettit except for destroying his dreams in 2K. But I don't really have many gripes about this list. I was looking for a few other names, but they don't really reach the criteria. Like Tony Parker, he doesn't reach the criteria. He got rings and accolades, but his stats don't really reach the top 75 of that caliber of player. But other than that, I think this list has everybody that deserves to be there. We can nitpick all we want when it comes to Kyrie, Clay, and Dwight Howard. Dwight Howard definitely should have made it. But how can you take who's gonna take off? Who's
George
gonna take
Mikan.
Are you serious?
George Mikan.
You smoking something, Dylan? You smoking something?
I'm talking about as far as centers.
George Mikan.
Yeah, no, I wouldn't take him.
Yeah.
George Mikan. He's one of the first great big men. How you take George Mikan off the list?
Because he was probably one of the first people who were 6'10" and taller to ever play in the NBA.
Oh my God! Because again, you also got to think about how they made this list. What was the criteria?
I understand.
They were all
doesn't mean I have to agree
because they
with
were also thinking about influence too, not just purely the best players. They also think about who was most influential to their era and to their team as well. At the end of the day, yeah, you can say, oh, this person's off the list, but he's better than someone who's on it. But again, you look at George Mikan, I can name 7 centers easy who are better than George Mikan.
I can
But
name
at the
10
end of the day,
centers
he
better
was
than
the
George
first to
Mikan.
do it. Yeah, okay, 10. But he was one of the first to do it.
So at that point, do we value the person who's first to do it over talent, who are actually better? Because
Absolutely. Influences. It plays a big. Yeah.
Yeah,
I
influence
mean,
matters, man.
that's where I disagree a little bit,
bro,
right?
Pete
To an
Maravich is on
extent.
this list. Pete Maravich is on
Pete
this list.
Maravich was a hooper, though. Like he
But he
was a
was
transcendent
influential.
guy who could have played in any
Transcendent
era.
influential is the same thing.
Is it? Because
Yeah,
would
Yes.
Mikan be able to play in multiple eras
No.
I believe
the
so.
way Pistol Pete would be
Yeah,
able
at one
to?
point. At one
Nah,
point.
Micah wouldn't be able to play in multiple areas. I don't see him playing in the
Not
90s.
today.
I don't see him. No, not today either. He would get bullied by
I think there's a
the.
whole like almost 40-year period George Mikan can't play.
I agree with that.
That's where it comes. That's where it's like a lot of these guys on here. I'd say the majority of these guys pop them in any era, and they're Gucci, right? But then there's a couple people where it's like, yeah, I get it. The position doesn't necessarily evolve if you don't start it. And you can't put them in those eras, like the Bob Pettits, the George Mikans, and it's because of the era they played in where you just don't dribble with your left hand.
But the reason why those guys, the 50s, the 60s guys, is because they were influential in their time. Like the Bob Pettits, the Bill Sharmans, even the Dave the Butcher type of players. He might have fit in the beginning of the 80s, but even with him, like they were all influential in their time. So you can't really take away that. Can't take that away from them. Again, you can't take that away from them.
No, and that's where this type of conversation sucks because you can't like throw away.
You can't take everybody with you. That's what I'm saying.
You can't take everybody with you, but at that point, if you're doing the top players and you have a guy like Dwight,
75 is tough.
When you have a guy like Dwight who legitimately, out of everybody who's not on the list, he's the one that.
Because I think what you gotta think about is like this: if you start from the beginning, right? You gotta think about when you start from the beginning. You say, all right, the number is 75. How many are we gonna take from each era? How many are we gonna take from the beginning of when this started to now? And you can't bring everybody with you, so you gotta make sure you pick the person that was the most influential, the person that was that talented and skillful and had the stat to match it. You gotta look at all those criteria, and then when you look at it that way, you can't take everybody with you. And I think Dwight Howard, even though he just got his ring and he might have been a Hall of Famer prior to his ring, when you get to his time point, it's kind of like that's why I agree with you when you talk about the Anthony Davis, because that's kind of like a participation award, because without his ring right now, I don't see him on this list.
Even with his ring right now, as it stands, it's a tough
still early.
thing to ask. It's way too early because all we have out of Anthony Davis is injury seasons and first round exits. Besides the 1 year they met Golden State in the second round,
and with the Pelicans.
Mm-hmm. That's it. So
I can't agree with that. Nah, Anthony Davis, that dude, he's already cemented himself as one of the most dominant big men in the NBA. Like, he deserves to be on that list.
If you think Anthony Davis deserves to be on the list, then you think Tracy McGrady deserves to be on the list.
I do. I think Tracy should be on the list.
Because their career path is kind of the same right now, I guess, as far as injuries and how it's taken place. McGrady, at this point in Anthony Davis's career, has done more individually, like statistically, accolades-wise, besides the ring. But I don't know. I think it's like everyone's saying, it's too early.
I think the reason why they didn't put Dwight on the list, honestly, because maybe a longevity reason. I honestly think so. I think Dwight Howard just kind of fell off after a while.
Dwight Howard had a stretch where there was just
Yeah,
He
but he had a
carried that
stretch. But
Magic team.
I know he
That
did. But how long was that stretch? Because for the longest time, he was just bouncing back and forth between
four or
teams.
5 years.
Yeah, he did. He did bounce around. Once he left the
He was just
Lakers, he did
bouncing
bounce
around.
around. He went to
And
Atlanta.
let's not forget what Kobe used to say about Dwight. Rest in peace, Kobe. But we all know what Kobe was
I
saying about
wouldn't.
Dwight.
Well,
I'm
actually,
not.
Yeah,
I'm
but
not. I'm
that's
not
a
touching
great
the
point
plate.
because that point that you just made, Anthony, is I think the exact reason that Dwight Howard is not on the list. It's because people in the media don't like him. They don't
But people
like
don't
him.
like
They
him.
haven't liked him since he left Orlando. For whatever reason, they felt like that was the sin of all sins, and he just got this scarlet letter on him that he's just a bad guy. He can't play. Like they expected him to go to the Lakers. I don't know who thought he was going to go to the Lakers and be Wilt Chamberlain, but when that didn't happen, all of a sudden he was a bum and was getting traded for 10 cents on the dollar. It made no sense. I've never understood the Dwight Howard hate. Those Rockets team, he got blamed for them Rockets team losing. As I was telling Dylan and James last week, that was James Harden choking is the reason them Rockets team lost.
I
And
can't
he
give.
has
Well,
just never, he just does not get the credit he deserves. He is one of the great big men ever. And he
I
does
agree.
not get what he deserves. The media hates him for some, he's
I
too
agree
goofy.
that he's.
Okay,
I agree that he
cool.
is one of the best big men. But I just think that at one point in time, like I was saying, once you get to his era, I feel like it's kind of like, damn, we already got this. We can't really. You can't really add it. But you kind of lose consistency when you add Anthony Davis to that as well, and not add Dwight Howard.
It
You
doesn't
lose
make
consistency,
sense.
but also at the same time, when you say stuff about media shaming, people don't like Paul Pierce. He's up there. Paul Pierce also bounced around at the end of his career too.
But he has the
yeah, but
benefit.
No, but
He has that Celtics benefit. Being
Bro,
in that Boston market, Boston, there are
no, but
a
even then, even before
ton
that,
of Boston media people.
but
shout
Pierce
out to
dominated
Boston
for a
Market,
long
sponsor
time.
us.
I second that. I just had Boston Market today.
But before you guys continue, can I just say about that Dwight Howard Portland series? We're gonna act like LaMarcus Aldridge didn't piece up Dwight for 40 off of just mid-range jumpers. Like we
bully,
can't like
bully,
we can't blame James Harden for everything.
and Robin Lopez came off the bench and was doing this thing against Dwight Howard as well. And Mike won't
Mhm.
give Robin Lopez his just due. He was busting Dwight Howard's ass.
That's Dwight off of back surgery. So like it's okay to
That's
give him blame,
that's
but no,
true.
the media will keep the players they don't like away.
Mhm.
And I'm not going to sit here and be like, because I'm the Nets guy, that Kyrie is the media pariah. But like the media doesn't like Kyrie, and
At all.
Kyrie's not on this list because
Kyrie's
of his time in Brooklyn.
Kyrie's no, he's too injury
He's
prone,
not.
man. He's too injury prone.
But what Kyrie has done,
If we're gonna
compared to
talk
what
about influence,
What influence? He won one ring, yes, because of obviously he was playing with LeBron.
Kyrie hit the single most important shot of a franchise's history.
He wouldn't even have gotten to that point had it
Against
not been
the
for LeBron.
73-9 team.
They wouldn't have got there had it not been for LeBron. What was Kyrie doing before LeBron teamed up with him?
And we saw
Listen, I
LeBron
don't
without
know.
Was doing
Kyrie
nothing
lose
with
the
his
year
career.
before.
that's going into another topic because if
Yeah.
we start to talk about that, I think that they both benefit off of each other.
Exactly.
I do
Because
too.
yeah, I don't. I can't.
It
I,
took
even
both
as much as
of
I'm
them
yeah,
at their superpowers. It
We
took
saw-
everything
we
both
saw
of
But
them
LeBron
had
without
to
LeBron
be
had
Kyrie
already
great.
been to
and
like
Love.
LeBron had already been to four or five finals before he even
but you
teamed up with
saw
Kyrie.
you saw what he was lacking when Kyrie got hurt in the first time when they battled.
And the first time, and he had
saw it. when he
Dellavedova as his second best
broke his
player.
when he
And
broke his kneecap.
I've sat
Kyrie was
here.
actually the reason why they were in that last pivotal moments when he blocked Steph Curry at the end of the game as well, and he was doing this thing prior to getting hurt. So they really benefit from each other. You can't really
You can't discredit Kyrie like
other.
that.
Like I will give
without
Kyrie his credit. Kyrie is the greatest finisher I've ever seen. I've never seen anyone be able to finish
Rod
at the
Strickland.
hoop. I've
that's his
never seen
uncle, so
anyone finish at the hoop like Kyrie Irving.
it's where he
You might
learned it
have
from.
to add him to that list. But
I
I'm
love me some
jumping.
Rod Strickland.
I'm jumping. I'm talking about his doc.
Mm-hmm. Oh, Rod
And the
Player
Strickland.
to the
handles
B.
that Kyrie had. Like, listen, Kyrie. Now, this is where the argument is. Is Kyrie a Hall of Famer right now? Yep. Yep.
Yeah.
I think Kyrie could get in the Hall of Fame right now. But this list ain't about the Hall of Fame. This is about 75 greatest, which is, and my biggest issue, and I'm going to segue, my biggest issue with this list is it feels like they took the top 50 from last time and instantly just put them on this list and then said,
Yeah,
all right, let's fill
yeah,
25 more spots.
yeah.
And I'm sorry, but some of
And
those
then
dudes on that top 50
they
have been
come off.
caught and
Yeah, they
passed.
come off. They
They've
come
been
off.
caught and passed.
Yeah,
And
they come off for sure.
that is why we have an issue right now. That's why
Yeah,
Clay gets left off. That's why
good
Dwight
point.
gets left off. That's why Tracy McGrady gets left off. Because
Yeah,
them dudes, they just gave all them dudes, they just literally took that
They gave them
50.
their flowers that they couldn't give the last time.
mhm.
Mm-hmm.
And I
And put it
think that's
back.
the only reason besides, and that's the only reason besides the fact that we know Melo deserves to be on there, but the only reason why he's on there is because of his listing, as far as like points and what he's done in his accolades and stuff like that. His listing and points. When you're in the top 10, there's no way you get left off this list. No way they would have did that. But if he wasn't top 10, or within that group of people, his longevity and his influence to the game, they would have took him off because he's not the favorite guy media wise as well.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
It's a lot of things to say about this list too. It's a lot of things, man.
So uh that's my biggest gripe. Putting that top 50 on there.
Yeah,
I think I
because
got a
to
consensus
pick
on that.
25 people from then to now is kind of like
It's
impossible.
tough. It's
It's
tough.
kind of like impossible.
Because I mean, off rip, you got LeBron, Dwayne Wade, Kevin Durant. Bang, that's three right there. Dirk Nowitzki, bang, that's four right there.
Allen
Mm-hmm.
Iverson,
Bang, that's five right there. Like
Carmelo
it, and
Anthony, Giannis, Ray
Carmelo six,
Allen,
bang.
Kobe
Like so,
Bryant.
it starts getting
So,
tough. Tim Duncan, bang. Like so, it gets real tight real quick.
Hmm. As
So,
soon as
mhm.
you
like I
name
said, my
10,
my
it's like, damn, who's
problem
the last 15?
exactly,
Yep.
which is why you have so much of a problem when you see Anthony Davis on the list, when you see Dame Lillard on the list. It's like
Uh,
really, really, like maybe in another 10 years, yeah, this just hopefully this
Anthony
list
Davis hasn't had a
ages
full
well.
career yet. It's
Yeah,
not
I
are
like
we
the
said
gonna?
majority of the
hopefully
guys.
this ages
All
well.
right. Are we gonna address this Anthony Davis slander that's been going on today? Like, because I'm not seeing where the slander is coming from.
Address it. I think
Like,
that we're not. It's not that we're
Talk
not
about it.
giving his flowers. We just think that it's very early for him to be on this type of list as well. You know, another person that I think that might be early, but the only reason why we can't say that is because of his international touch, and the reason why he just won a ring last year is Giannis Antetokounmpo. We could take him off, honestly. If it wasn't for him being an international player and winning the ring last year, we can take him off as well.
His
I was
ring
kind
put
of
him
about to
as
His
a
bring that
top
up.
10 power
his
forward of all
his
time.
resume is
At his
heavy
age,
though. His resume
that's
is
Yeah,
heavy.
it's
But
right.
it's also if we want to stay consistent.
and if you compare Giannis to Anthony Davis's resume,
It's not even
it's
close.
not even close.
It's not
Not
even
even
close.
close.
Anthony, see, and the problem is Anthony Davis retires right now. Is he a Hall of Famer?
I don't think
Yeah, yeah,
He
Maybe.
might
he
get in because of
is.
Kentucky.
Exactly.
So,
Giannis is a Hall of Famer
Anthony
right now.
Davis. Yeah, I know
Right
Giannis
now.
is. Anthony Davis is a Hall of Famer right now too. Are you
But
telling me
how?
y'all wouldn't prime?
But
Who
how?
would? I would put prime healthy Anthony Davis against anybody in the league.
It's
Come
taken
on now.
15 years for Ben Wallace
I
to get into the
mean,
Hall of Fame.
I would take prime Anthony Brandon Roy against
And we're going to put
95% of the
AD
league
in the
right
Hall of
now. Look
Fame
at
and
me.
his career's not over yet? We're not saying he doesn't. We're saying it's too soon to put him on here because he doesn't have the accolades to do it. Will he be on here by the time his career is over? Absolutely.
More
But I
than
Absolutely.
agree. I
likely.
agree with what Anthony's saying too, because if we take away all the injuries and we take away all that stuff, that's a
He's
perfect world. That's a perfect world. I do believe that Anthony Davis healthy, even when he was on the Pelicans, he can bust Kevin Durant's ass. We've seen him hit game winning shots over Kevin Durant. We've seen him play really good against the prime Warriors and stuff like that. But that's in a perfect world. In a perfect world.
Then you
Here
have
in
to
the
look at the
real
same
world,
thing with
here in the
Penny,
real world, it's a
Brandon
little different.
Roy, Grant Hill,
Exactly.
Tracy McGrady.
I mean,
There's-
give me Grant Hill, and I'll.
There's
and
a whole
But
list of
no,
like 10
no,
and 15 players.
no. But here's the thing, though. Davis can do all those things Dwight does. He can do all those things Giannis can do, and he has a better jump shot than all those players too. On top of that, come on now, like
Yeah.
that's my thing.
We're
When
not saying he
y'all
doesn't
comparing
have the
Dwight,
skill set.
no, I'm not saying that. But when y'all compare Dwight to Anthony Davis can do everything Dwight can, and he has a jump shot on top of that. Dwight never had a jump shot.
But
Come
Anthony
on
Davis
now.
also hasn't had
Dwight,
a run like
Dwight was
Howard
dunking
did
his way to 30 points a night.
and dragged a
Come
Magic
on, man.
team through a playoff series against LeBron James to the finals. So there's a list on both sides that neither one can do. But when you take a look at their resumes, like Anthony Davis is a better player than Dwight Howard. Yes.
Anthony Davis ain't leading the league for Defensive Player of the Year or getting all these blocks like Dwight Howard did.
But Anthony Davis also couldn't do what Dwight did.
Nope.
With Hito Turkoglu as his second best player? With
Junior
Nelson running point guard?
To be honest, if we're going to be honest here, I think that Anthony Davis is benefiting from his size, but he's also losing benefit from his size and his body mass now because he's actually supposed to be a smaller player because you see how his body is reacting to being this heavy. He's not naturally this heavy. So he's having issues with him being this heavy. If he was smaller, his longevity in the NBA would be a lot better, but he'll also get bullied. Dwight Howard is just naturally that big. He got injured from a freak accident or anything like that, but I think that plays a part as well.
And then you also, when you think of Dwight Howard's run from 2008 to 2012, what other center do you think of? Zero.
Maybe Powell. That's about
maybe
it.
But Powell's a power forward.
Exactly.
What other center do you think of?
But then he was injury prone.
But
it's
time 2012 came, Bynum was done.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So when you think of
Andrew
Dwight's
Bynum was
run,
the only one that was able to fuck with
Bynum was healthy.
Andrew
boy. He was a bad man. He was a bad man. That's
the great
that's
Andrew Bynum.
So when you think of centers and you think of that era of basketball, there's only one. Where it's like Anthony Davis's era, and again, this is not me trying to shit on Anthony Davis or anything like that, but you could name all the other power forwards that have played in the league during Anthony Davis's prime and all that. It's not like he's the guy that sticks out. He sticks out as a talent, athletically, build-wise, all that stuff and skill set. But like Dwight's run, where he was just the center in the league, there was nobody touching him. Not a single person. That's when Roy Hibbert and Brooke Lopez were all-stars. Like, he was the center of centers. That's more so where it's like the Dwight disrespect gets a little real sometimes.
Yeah, Mike, we know all about Roy Hibbert. Knicks fans know all about Roy Hibbert. That bullshit playoff round where we should have won that shit.
He still fouled Melo. He still fouled
blocked Melo, bro.
But no, that was a nice conversation. That was a lot nicer than I thought it was going to
be. It was. We agreed a lot more than I thought we were going to.
I'm glad my Reggie Miller take didn't offend anybody.
There's going
to be some Pacers fan who I'm public enemy number one of. Just like when I got into an argument with all of Duval County about Fred Taylor.
Yeah, that one, I try. You don't mess with Fred Taylor, man. You don't.
Nah,
do
you don't. You can't badmouth him, man.
But when you badmouth Curtis Martin, I'm coming.
Curtis Martin.
It's hard to badmouth Curtis Martin. He's one of the 10 best running backs ever.
Thank you.
But that will segue us into our current events. NFL Week 7. Look at Anthony already.
What?
Hey.
I'm just chilling right now.
I'm gonna give you the lead. I already saw what you said earlier.
You know what I'm gonna do in this segment?
You guys can ignore Breezes. He's in his own world when we're going to talk football.
Anti.
But yes, I'm going to give you the floor, even though realistically, I should have the floor because I think my team had the best week. We had the biggest win.
Your
But,
team
you know,
definitely. Your team definitely. And I can't even get mad. Y'all beat up on the Chiefs. Anytime someone else beats up on the Chiefs, I'm a happy man. You know.
Y'all are facing Jackson Mahomes at quarterback and not Patrick.
Yo, the Chiefs have not been the same since his brother did that on Sean Taylor's thing.
I know.
They literally have not been the same since.
And y'all are coming out here Jorge Masvidal-ing him in the face too on his way down. That doesn't help.
Listen, we got some savages over here. But listen, that's I'll get into my Titans. Anthony, go ahead with your technically by percentage points first place lucky Raiders. Go.
Whoa.
The floor is yours.
You're supposed to be the host, man. None of that stuff going on here, man.
All right, no,
our unbiased host did a great job there. Our unbiased host.
Because if you look at the actual playoff rankings right now, we're actually the 2 seed. We're the 2 seed.
Can I ask you a question before you continue?
I'm looking at the pictures that he posted in the chat.
What happens when y'all have your bye week?
They fall down.
Our bye week is this week. Okay.
So who's in first place with y'all having the same games played?
Dude, you realize if the Chargers lose this week, we remain at number 1.
But did they lose?
We're still.
Did they play?
Oh my God, we're number 1 right now. If they lose this week, we're still number 1.
You're in first place over a team where y'all have the same amount of losses.
No, we have more. We have more wins.
You guys lost to that team.
No, but we have more wins right now.
They had a bye week.
I know that. That's why we're number 1.
So what happens if they win and you guys don't win? And you guys have the bye week?
Then we go back to being the 2 seed. Then we go back to being the second place. No, second place in the AFC West.
What would your playoff position be? Because you wouldn't be in the 2 seed.
We would still be in the playoffs, but
what would your playoff position be?
It would probably be like 6th seed or something like that.
So not first place in the AFC West.
Yes, not first place in the AFC West, motherfucker.
Okay.
That's why oh my bad. Sorry. I had to have a conversation with my fellow Patriots friends because they're facing the Chargers this week. I'm gonna need them to really come through this weekend.
Yeah, McCorkle's gonna do a great job.
Yeah, he did a great job against
Not hard. Not hard. We stink. But there is a team fan in here of a team we beat.
Yeah, Mike. I don't, Mike. I'm gonna need an explanation on that.
It's the worst loss of the season.
How is it y'all beat the Bills, y'all manhandled the Chiefs, but y'all lose to the Jets?
Well, so we did lose,
it's
but we gotta be real here.
Oh, now we want to be real.
He said now we want to be real.
Julio Jones did not play. AJ Brown did not play. During the game, we lost 2 offensive linemen.
Beat up, it sounds like.
I might as well have been out there on the offensive line trying to play the Jets. And yet, we still got to overtime, and we still only lost because, spoiler, our kicker sucks.
You give a lot of participation awards. We still only lost.
Well, here's the thing. At least I, as a Jets fan, acknowledge we won that game because of injuries, where we got a certain Raiders fan in here who doesn't acknowledge any of those.
I knew he was going to say that. I knew he was going to go there. That's
we could go week 1 where the Ravens were practice spot running backs and
Where's my popcorn? Where's my popcorn?
Who they play week 2? Oh, Miami. Miami with Jacoby Brissett and Tua's out and all these receivers are hurt.
Oh my God!
Oh, and then you'll play Denver. Oh, Denver doesn't have Jerry Jeudy or KJ Hamler.
Oh my goodness!
Oh my God, man, that stinks. And then you guys played a healthy Chicago. Oh, you played a healthy Chicago. That was a problem.
But Dylan, healthy or injured? What's y'all excuse? Y'all can't beat anybody.
We stink. We beat the Titans, so we beat somebody.
That was the Super Bowl. And the way that they were celebrating in the stadium.
But then it's like when you take a look at our injuries too. We have a shit ton of injuries. The main reason we were able to keep that game close and win that game, we had CJ Mosley attacking Derrick Henry the whole 32 times. He's the only person I've ever seen tackle Derrick Henry one-on-one. But CJ Mosley didn't play against the Patriots. Neither Hamza Nasruddin. We got all these injuries of Jamil Sherwood. Zach Wilson gets fucking murdered by the Patriots players, and no flags are called.
Yeah, oh my bad. They messed that man up so bad.
Not a single call.
They messed
Not a
him
single
up.
call.
That was roughing the passer, especially the way they call it now. That was roughing the passer.
That was
I'm not even mad
roughing
we
the
lost
passer.
that game. I'm so mad about the injury. Like, that's ridiculous.
But y'all just signed Joe Flacco though.
We shouldn't have let Joe Flacco walk. Why we went into the season with a rookie quarterback who has more experience than our backup quarterback is ridiculous.
Well, that's why Joe Flacco's back.
Good. That's what we needed to have to begin with. Like, we're not a good team. We're the youngest team in the NFL.
Yeah, and y'all got Cincinnati coming through next week.
We have to face the buzzsaw of Cincinnati. The absolute buzzsaw.
Did you see that man, Jamar Chase? Did you see that man, Jamar Chase? Oh, my God.
Unbelievable. Ooh. And then when they're trying to run out the clock, the Ravens just forget how to tackle running backs. And Samaj P. Ryan and Joe Mixon just running up the middle for touchdowns, so they're just trying to run out the clock. That Bengals team is a lot better than I thought we were going to be, and they also have like no talent on their defense for them to be playing the defense they're playing too, which is unbelievable.
It's wild.
I love me some Joe Burrow, man.
I do.
Joe Burrow.
I do too.
Joe Burrow got me into college football that LSU season, and I watched literally every LSU game, and he just has a swagger about him where he just knows the game, and he's just like, I'm better than everybody. I don't care.
I honestly think the three most dangerous teams in the AFC are the Bengals, Titans, and honestly, I'm still gonna say the Chiefs. You can't
take nothing away from the Chiefs.
Because again, there's 10 games left. Yes, they're 3-4. They had a very difficult schedule. No offense to any Giants fans, but they got the Giants at home this week, so their schedule is gonna start getting a little easier. And you can't sit here and say Pat Mahomes is going to stink it up for a whole season. That's just not something I'm going to believe.
And a lot of his interceptions aren't even his fault.
That was what I was about to say, Dylan. If you look at their games, they're really only losing because they're making mental errors. Like, literally.
Pat Mahomes going into the fourth quarter or the third quarter only had 9 passing attempts against you guys. It's you can't win if you don't have the ball. And win. Patrick Mahomes is that quarterback we saw 2 years ago against Houston in the playoffs, where they're down 3 scores in the first half, and then they just flip the switch, turn it on, and then they just end up winning and blowing them out.
Exactly.
You can't. Patrick Mahomes is the greatest quarterback I've ever watched play. Hands down.
He is
talent-wise, absolutely.
Fast.
Absolutely. Tom Brady is the greatest quarterback to ever live. I will acknowledge that. Shut up, James.
See, I don't agree with that either.
You can't take it.
I've said this before already, so this is not new. I think Aaron Rodgers is the greatest quarterback of all time.
Pat Mahomes is everything Aaron Rodgers is, and then some.
No, that's not true.
He is.
No, he's not.
They have the same amount of Super Bowl wins.
Has an accuracy, an arm, but he runs better than me.
He does.
Than your boy Aaron Rodgers. But I don't watch football, so what do I know?
But you know. I like Aaron Rodgers. Aaron Rodgers is the second greatest quarterback.
Aaron Rodgers. See, Aaron Rodgers is still the best quarterback I've ever seen with my eyes play.
Why? Because he can throw the ball from the opposite 40 to the end zone, and somebody catches it over 3 other players. That's the only reason why you look at it.
Here's my thing. Like, I have one question, because this is how I always defend Aaron Rodgers. Last year, when you take away Devontae Adams, the man did 48-5. Who else was on that team, offensive-wise, outside of Adams?
Aaron Jones. But
no, I'm talking about who was he throwing? Who was he throwing the ball to? Minus Devontae Adams.
Well, when you're a great quarterback, your receivers don't matter.
No, but we're talking 48-5. 48 touchdown passes, 5 interceptions.
Equanimeous St. Brown, Jared Cook,
Martez Scan. I forgot his
Montez
name.
Valdez Scan.
Yeah, Valdez Scan.
But none of these guys are good.
Yeah,
but
none of
also,
them.
If you go take a look at Peyton Manning, he made Austin Collie good, and he got Pierre Garçon a contract. So that's just how good a quarterback is. Like, if you're that good, it doesn't matter who your receivers are. And outside of Tyreek Hill, he doesn't have receivers. If we're going to count Travis Kelce, fine, we can count Travis Kelce. But like that, it's A tier, and then F for the rest of their guys.
True. That's pretty much.
And they only lost the Ravens game because of a fumble.
Mm-hmm.
on a handoff. Like, so that Chiefs team is around.
Yeah.
I still.
But as far as like the NFC is concerned, are you guys really sold on Arizona
Yes.
Yes.
as like a
Yes.
Super Bowl contender?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
They have a defense.
Yes. They have exactly, Dylan. I don't know if you've seen their defense. J.J. Watt is on a mission, and that
Chandler
team
Jones too.
looks. Yeah, that team is their line, their front seven. It's going to be tough to beat them dudes.
They got a good corner in
if they-
Byron Murphy. They got Isaiah
if they
Simmons over
stay
the top, who also
healthy-
playing linebacker.
If they stay healthy and Kyler Murray keeps playing like this, yeah, they can win. They can win the Super Bowl. Forget even getting it; they can win it. If the playoffs started right now, I would take Arizona.
Over Tampa Bay. Over Tampa Bay?
Because they'd have
Right now,
because
yes.
they'd have home field. Yep, I'd take Arizona.
Well, Tampa doesn't have a secondary right now.
But do you think
That
Tom
too.
Brady? I don't think Tom Brady needs home field to get to the
Tom Brady
Super
doesn't need
Bowl.
home field, but he does
He
need help from
doesn't.
his defense.
He doesn't need it, but Kyler Murray needs it. So the fact that he'll have it is extra for him. That I don't think he could go into Tampa and beat Tom Brady. No, but he gets a boost if Tom Brady got to come to him. Patrick Mahomes almost beat Tom Brady that first year because they were home. If that game was in New England blows them out. But the fact that Kansas City was home, they got to overtime. And I
Tampa
think
also has a million injuries in their secondary right now, and the strength of the Cardinals is throwing the football. So
the one thing I will say is I am big on these Rams. I am a believer. I think Matthew Stafford's got a shot, boy. I think he's got a
I
shot.
love Matt Stafford.
No,
I
am.
love him too. I'm rooting for him.
I love what they're doing, but the Cardinals are in their way, though. Like
I know it's going to be very interesting. It's that division's going to be interesting.
Well,
I've been getting shit on
as
for
far as
a
the
long
Cardinals
time.
and Rams are concerned, not the Seahawks and 49ers. They're in the dumpster fire. Like,
I've been getting this shit on in a long time for my Matt Stafford takes about how I think he's actually really good. Because literally in the 12 years he was the quarterback of the Lions, how bad they've been, not once did they talk about replacing their quarterback.
Never.
Not a single time. Every other quarterback would have went through like 4 or 5, or any other organization went through 4 and 5, but Matt Stafford was their guy. So that speaks volumes about how good Matt Stafford actually
What
is.
speaks volumes to me is Matt Stafford.
And I agree.
Detroit Lions to the playoffs twice. I don't care about wins. He got them to the playoffs.
Mm-hmm.
no, and
Hall
thing
of
is,
Fame.
yeah,
Hall of Fame. Raise the jersey.
I was a huge Matt Stafford hater. I thought he stunk. Like I thought he was overrated. But now seeing him play on the Rams, I finally know that it wasn't him. He wasn't the problem. He was actually a very good quarterback. So yeah, I was proven wrong. Absolutely. You know, I give Matt Stafford his flowers. He's actually a phenomenal quarterback. It's gonna be tough though because they lost to Arizona at home. So now they have to go to Arizona and try and beat them and try and get that game over them. That's just going to be hard for them.
It's going to be hard. It's going to be
Am
hard.
I the only one in here who believes in the Cowboys?
Yep.
I'm sort of on that bandwagon.
Nope.
No, Mike, but the Cowboys are playing lights out. Mike, you got to give them.
They're playing good. They're playing very good.
No, they're playing lights out. Dak
They're playing
Prescott's playing
unbelievable.
lights out.
No, it's not. Dak's been great. Their defense has been really good.
Great, and their D line has been a lot better than I expected it to.
And then Diggs, this dude Diggs is just playing just out of this world, man.
CeeDee Lamb has already. I don't know. Maybe it's me. He's the best receiver on that team. Amari has been caught and passed.
Yep.
He's been caught and passed. CeeDee is the best receiver on that team. And let's say, offensively, they're going to be able to score with anybody. I don't trust that defense. I don't trust it.
No,
my favorite thing about the Cowboys defense this year is, one, they actually have a defensive coordinator who's playing aggressive, where over the last 4 years, they've played just strict cover 2 and letting the offenses do whatever the offenses want.
Whatever they want to do.
Whatever they want.
This year, you got Randy Gregory, who's finally playing, who's not under substance abuse issues.
Yeah, we'll see how long that lasts. I don't want to be mean.
He was smoking on that McCorkle pack in New England.
That is.
He was getting high on that McCorkle pack.
That is a mental illness. I understand it, but I gotta see him get
He's
through
been
the
great.
season.
He's
I
been
gotta see
great.
him get through the season.
Micah Parsons is awesome.
He can play.
Micah Parsons is unbelievable. Trayvon Diggs is literally in the middle of a magical season right now, where he literally could have the best corner season since 2009, and it's like not even close. If he breaks that Night Train Lane record, that record will literally never be broken. It's taken.
He's got a long way to go.
And there's still 10 more games.
He's got a long way to
Still
go.
10 more
And
games.
Still 10 more games, and he already has 7
receivers.
interceptions.
They've got some because it's going to get to a point where nobody's going to. He's going to get the Barry Bonds treatment. Ain't nobody going to throw to him.
Yeah, but I don't think that's going to happen this year. The corners don't get respect.
He keep going at the rate he's going. Why would you throw the ball over there?
Because you don't believe it. Huh? That's the only way. Because you don't believe it.
I know. So
I still think
Tom Brady could care less.
Tom Brady could care.
Yeah.
Well,
the NFC is so like interesting.
It's interesting
because they have people, they have teams now. They all can compete.
Honestly, I don't think it's as interesting as it has been in past years. I'll be honest with you, because when you look at, you have Arizona, you have Tampa Bay, Los Angeles. Yeah, you can throw them in there. After them, who else? Cowboys. They got some hope, but I mean. After those 3 teams, who else in the NFC is really?
But those teams,
you never doubt
any
Aaron
one of those
Rodgers.
can win.
Never.
Any one of those teams can win. That's where it gets interesting.
That's what makes NFC.
I love Aaron Rodgers, but he's not going into Arizona to win a game.
Team stinks. They're not winning that game.
He's not going to go into Tampa Bay and win. No, I'm not talking about Thursday night. I'm talking about in the playoffs. Like, he's not going to go to Arizona and beat that team. He's not going to go to Tampa Bay and beat Tom Brady.
If Tampa's secondary isn't healed, I think so.
I will never doubt Aaron Rodgers, ever.
Aaron Rodgers, I love him to death, but he ain't beating Brady in a shootout. Brady I don't know what the hell you call what he did to Chicago this past week. He just, again, I can't use the language, but yeah, he did them pretty bad. He did them pretty bad. He was hitting Mike Evans like damn near every single time they got the ball.
That's what I was about to say. Did Tom Brady do that to Chicago, or did Mike Evans wreck that? Because what I saw, Mike Evans wrecking, he was bullying the entire secondary. And
Mike Evans does it to everybody who's not Marshawn Lattimore. So
pretty much.
Once it's something about Marshawn Lattimore. It's something about seeing 23 across from you. It's just
he's got that number.
Just disappears. He shrinks. It's true. Some corners just have sometimes you just know a player so well, and they play each other literally twice a year for however long. At this point, they hate each other too, and I love it. I love it.
Yes, it's real. It's real. Beat.
I love real hate. Real sports hate is my favorite thing.
And
real.
I'm gonna give y'all a hot take. This is. We're gonna save this for the end of the show, but I'm gonna give y'all breaking news. I'm gonna give y'all my hot take for this season. Derrick Henry's gonna win the MVP. He's gonna break through. He's gonna break the glass. He's gonna break the quarterback curse, and my MV King is gonna win the MVP. It's gonna happen. It's gonna happen. Just letting you know right now, because Tennessee's gonna go about 13-4 or whatever the new number is.
13-4.
13-4. 13-4.
Yo, Anthony, your video is frozen, by the way.
No, I just have to send a message.
I was about to say I did not want to tell him.
No, I'm sending money to somebody who's super cool.
Oh, you sending that over here?
Cash App Ed.
I love Derrick Henry, but I don't know. Especially when you have Kyler Murray playing the way he's playing.
They need to lose. They need to hurry up and lose.
Joe Burrow is climbing up that MVP list too.
You're going to give it to Jameis Winston.
Winston is that.
No. Lamar can be up there too again. So that's where it's tough. That's a quarterback award. The only way Derrick Henry gets that is if he gets his 2,000, if he gets like 2,200 and then like
more
24
like more
touchdowns.
like 3,200, man. Like, listen,
Nah, if
at the end of the day, I mean, you pretty much hit it on the mark, Dylan. It's a quarterback award. I mean, he's just. I mean, who's the last non-quarterback to win? What was that? Adrian Peterson,
Adrian
right?
Peterson.
Yeah,
Adrian
Adrian
Peterson,
Peterson.
the GOAT.
Yeah,
The
the GOAT.
GOAT.
You know,
The GOAT.
uh,
That's the best running back I've ever seen in my life. Don't let's
he
not
said
let's
in his
not
life, Dylan. He said
Oh,
in his
let's not
life,
let's,
Dylan.
all right.
what? Oh my! I know we're not doing this Adrian Peterson thing. I know, we're
What
not
is
gonna
it?
talk about
You can't hate
his off the
Adrian Peterson.
field stuff.
Yeah, you can.
How can you
How?
hate Adrian
I'm talking about performance.
as a
His
running
I'm
back?
talking about performance too. You want me to give an example?
You can't hate if you
Every
say
time he's
you say one thing bad about him, I'm getting off.
every time he gets in the
Ooh,
playoffs,
me?
he fumbles the game
No,
away.
not you. No.
What do you mean every time he
What
gets to the play?
is
He played
wrong
for the
with no?
Vikings.
Oh, what? Hell no. This. Oh God, no.
He has a fumbling problem in the
Oh
playoffs.
my
Does he not?
God.
Oh,
Oh
oh,
no.
I love Adrian
No.
Peterson. I really
Oh
do.
no. Oh no. Is this the troll
But
hour? Come on,
but
man.
I don't know if y'all have
it's
ever seen a guy named LaDainian Tomlinson play football.
Oh my God.
Daniel was good.
That's
Was Adrian Peterson was different.
Adrian Peterson is a physical specimen, and he has some of the best runs I've ever seen in my life.
Adrian
Absolutely.
James.
You got it.
Edwin James.
He's not in
But
this, he's not
he's
in
not
this
in this
class, buddy.
conversation.
He's not in this
But-
class.
But when it comes down to performance in big games, I don't know if I can rely on Adrian Peterson because he fumbles.
Falk.
Oh,
Marshall Falk.
Marshall Falk.
Marshall.
But I also have the turnover numbers on my side to back up that argument. So I'm not
No.
being a hater just to be a hater. I'm being realistic here.
Terrell Davis.
Can't be nitpicking. Can't be nitpicking
That's not
Adrian Peterson
nitpicking
though.
if he's got a fumbling
Terrell,
problem.
it's not a fumbling problem.
Yeah. Where's
It's a
the
problem in the
He
playoffs.
fumbled.
Yeah,
in
Those
playoffs.
are two different things.
He has
Yeah,
a fumbling
man.
problem in the playoffs.
I play video games every day. I don't have a video game problem, bro. Like it's not the same thing, man. Like,
That-
come on, bro.
That was a
Yeah,
horrible
I mean, I think
No,
that
it's
people
not.
are nitpicking. I don't watch football, like I said. So what do I know? But a lot of people have
Nothing.
issues about DK Metcalf. They say, oh, he averages four fumbles a season, right? And I'm like, okay, that's one fumble every 2 games.
Yeah.
Not mentioning the playoffs. I would think that's not much, but then when people say, "Oh, it's because it's a receiver," then that's different. So I guess. But what do I know? I don't watch football.
Well, I'm just saying I don't have a problem with Adrian
I
Peterson
appreciate your
in the
take,
regular
though.
season, but in the playoffs, he has fumbled when it matters. But I get how the love for a player can get in the way. I get it.
No, but
I
it's not.
understand it.
Nah,
This
but
man played for the
Yeah.
Vikings. I ain't got no loyalty to Minnesota.
I know,
Me
right?
either.
I'm not a Vikings fan, man.
Me either. But we got to spit facts here. I'm not a Chargers fan, but LaDainian Thomas is the best running back I've ever seen play.
I can't argue with
No,
that.
man. I mean, look, I'm not going to argue the greatest.
And my favorite running back, I got to watch literally the majority of his career in Curtis Martin.
I'm not.
And he's the top 10 running back of all time.
Reggie Bush.
He is. So is.
You said Reggie Bush?
I'm gonna keep on throwing these names out there. That was kind of crazy for me to see in person. Reggie
College
Bush.
Reggie Bush. College Reggie Bush was.
Yo, what?
That was different.
Them Saints Reggie Bush when they won the Super Bowl, man.
I mean, that Reggie Bush was a toned down college USC Reggie Bush. You put
Y'all
that
remember-
guy on my team any single day. I'm
so
hitting the ball.
if you want to talk about like early career and stuff like that, then you got to go with LaDainian Tomlinson.
I think we go whole career, you go with LaDainian Tomlinson.
What about Sean Alexander?
Sean Alexander, the same Sean Alexander that once 2007 hit and he got his contract, he ruined the running back market.
What about before
Maybe.
2007?
Unbelievable. Great running back. Then he got
Maybe
paid and he
listen.
ruined the running back market.
You wanna
Because
talk
now
about
running
flashing
backs-
of hands.
Once you talk about running backs hitting 28 and hitting a wall and being useless, that's
Le'Veon
Sean
Bell.
Alexander.
I agree. It's absolutely sinful that the Titans gave Derrick Henry that type of contract. Come on, 4 years, $50 million.
It's
They got him on a deal compared to what they could have gotten him on if he played his first 2 seasons.
I don't know who Derrick Henry's agent is, but
He
God
should
bless that
fire-
man
he should-
because he's kept my team out of salary cap hell because Derrick Henry is $100 million player.
Yeah, he's $100 million player.
He's $100
He
million
should have
player.
fired. He should have fired his agent. What kind of deal is that for someone of Derrick Henry's caliber?
He did it to. I don't even know why he did it, but like when it came down to paying Tannehill or paying Derrick Henry,
They gave the money to Tannehill. And
they shouldn't have given the money to Tannehill.
I will not get into that today.
Derrick Henry has $25 million guaranteed for his. Think about an NBA player who's on a $25 million contract. That's probably one of the lowest of the lowest in terms of NBA
That's a
players.
six man. That's a six
That's
man.
not. That's an eighth man in the
No,
NBA.
that's a 6-man.
Nah, that's a
That's
six,
a 6-man.
Ain't a lot of guys making 25.
Mm-mm.
A lot of guys making 15 to 20. Ain't a lot of guys
There's
making
not a guys
25.
making 25. No.
But thank you for that segue, because we're gonna go right back into it, and I'm gonna hand this over to Dylan Breezy. You back in this conversation. Are the
Trying to give
Lakers
my input.
and the Nets? Thank you for that, by the way. Are the Nets and Lakers in trouble? We're a weekend, and they have both looked shaky. Are they in trouble? I kind of already know where Dylan's going to go with this, but because the Nets are his team, I will give you the floor.
Well, with it being 4 games into the season of an 82-game season, I don't really think either one of us are in trouble, but I do think the Lakers are in more trouble than we are. I think
I agree. The
Lakers, it's more so of a chemistry issue and trying to figure out the correct roles for everybody. And there's a way for everybody to coexist, and they make their run to the finals. I'm not going to shit on that and say it can't happen. But Russell Westbrook and LeBron and AD and all those guys playing together on the court, they have to figure out how it's going to work and who's going to do what and just coexist. That's the problem where with the Nets is we're just waiting for Kyrie Irving. That's kind of really it. We're missing 25 points a game off the rip when Kyrie
Y'all are
Irving.
missing more than 25 points a game. Y'all are also missing 20 trips to the free throw line for James Harden.
I'm getting there. But if you watch Nets games, you knew James Harden only really went to the free throw line 4 or 5 times a game.
It was you can't give that.
But it's not the James Harden in Houston that the Nets got. The James Harden in Brooklyn is a facilitator. He's not asked to score.
One time this whole season so far. And I get it, 4 games. But one, you get more than one in one game.
No, I understand that. But there's a lot. The problem with Brooklyn isn't free throws and Kyrie Irving. The problem with Brooklyn is rebounding, second chance points, turnovers, slow start with Joe Harris.
Defense.
There's more. But we're 4 games into the season. All that stuff is gonna work itself out. Joe Harris is not gonna be in a shooting slump the whole season. It's not gonna happen. The problem was they tried to, especially against Milwaukee. The problem against Milwaukee game 1 was they tried to get James Harden to facilitate for everybody and then ask Kevin Durant to pull them out of a hole. As opposed to get Kevin hot early, make them fear the jump shot off the mid-range because he's hitting, and then you get guys like Patty Mills and Joe Harris.
Y'all also
and
missing
shots.
a few players too. Y'all also missing Bruce Bowen.
Well, Bruce Brown didn't play that game,
Bruce Brown.
and we're at the point of the season where you're fiddling around with your lineup.
Yeah, it is early. I do agree that it is early. I cannot give nobody any flack for it being game 4. Not even the Lakers. I can't give anybody flack for being in game 4.
Because I could sit here and make every excuse in the book, but at the end of the day, I'm probably, when it comes to Nets fans, I'm probably all of the 4 that you know who actually have been here and know what's up. But I'm also like incredibly realistic with what needs to happen and how it goes. Like the rotations, I don't like. I think Claxton needs to get back on the bench when he's literally a turnover machine. When he's got a plus minus of -17 in the second quarter, that's a problem. He doesn't have a bag or a skill set besides playing defense and running the rim. And then when James Harden sees him at the basket, he lobs it up and forces more turnovers. So stop playing him as much as you're playing.
You know what? I'm gonna change my stance. I think they both are in trouble. I do. The reason why, and this is just like me playing devil's advocate. I do think they both are in trouble, and the reason why I think they both are in trouble is because the Nets, their whole thing last season was if we were healthy, right? So now that Kevin Durant is healthy, James Harden is healthy, the only thing that they're missing is Kyrie Irving, and they replaced Kyrie Irving with a Patty Mills who's shooting crazy off the bench. So they should be putting the league on notice without Kyrie Irving. So with them not being able to
I
put the
agree.
league on notice, people can say that they're in trouble. Same with the Lakers. People saying there was a lot of injuries. LeBron can't do it by himself. So now we get you all these pieces. This might be the most complete team that LeBron has ever had, and they're not playing up to that potential. So they're supposed to be putting the league on notice, and because they're not putting the league on notice, they can potentially be in trouble. So
But
I
that's
think
where
they can be in trouble if they don't get shit together quick. Both
exactly. But if we have the same, if you ask the same question in 2 weeks, it may be a completely different answer. Completely different answer where it could be, oh, the Lakers and the Nets are both on tears right now. What happened? And then it's just going to go back to, oh, the Nets aren't turning over the ball and giving teams 20 more shots than them.
Right.
Oh, the Lakers got continuity and they figured out a role where Russell Westbrook can get like 10 to 15 points a game, but play defense and dime it down to all the players. So there's a few different ways it can all go. But since we're 4 games into the season and we're the 2 favorites, that's what everybody's going to be asking.
I'm not gonna lie, man. Every play, AD looks like he's close to being street clothes. Every play.
And yes, I know I defended Anthony Davis early on the show, but yes, I do have to again kind of acknowledge the fact that I agree with you, James. The man just looks like he's made of glass these days. Like he just looking so fragile out there. It's like any moment this dude can just pull a hamstring, roll an ankle. It's just oh my god, man. Like
he's the most important player on that team.
Mm-hmm.
He's the
hands
youngest.
down, he's the hands down the most important player of that team because when he plays the center and is able to stretch the floor and play defense and switch, there's nobody better. Well, Giannis, but like there's only Giannis better than him at that. And he can control the tempo of a game defensively like nobody can.
My question is, how many games into a season would you start getting worried about your team? Like
30.
30? Okay.
So with my fandom, I'm real quick to throw players away that I hate, and I hate players quick. Like I hated D'Angelo Russell, and I wanted him gone, and I got him gone, which is wonderful. But I hated DeAndre Jordan early last season. Got his ass the fuck out of the rotation when we did. I hated Timothy Luwawu-Cabarrot. Got him the fuck out of the rotation real quick. Loved me some Bruce Brown. Got him in the rotation. So the second we get James Johnson out of rotation, put Bruce Brown back in more consistently, get Clax back into the bench role, put Blake into the starting role, and then have Aldridge in the starting role where he's been great so far. Like, we'll be all right. And then eventually, if and when Kyrie comes back, that's going to solve a lot of problems. Because we lack shot making.
But what? Even if Kyrie were to come back, the Nets didn't offer them the extension. They took the extension off the table.
They took the extension off the table because he's technically ineligible, and you can't offer an ineligible player a contract.
I told you, Mike. I told you, and I thought that how you make your eyes that way. But what I'm saying is, I told you that the wording that the media was pushing was making it seem like he was uneligible because of the vaccination or because he's not taking it or whatever. They cannot offer him because of stipulations.
Oh,
and he worded it to make it seem like, they're not offering him an extension because of vaccination. Nah.
No.
Okay. All right.
When Kyrie comes back and he starts playing, I 100% guarantee you he gets a contract extension. There's no way.
Man, that's why.
There's no
But what
way
I said to
in the
you,
world.
James, was if you're Brooklyn, why would you give him a contract extension right now?
Why
He's
would
not
you? Why
playing.
wouldn't you?
Why
Well,
would I?
exactly.
Why would I offer you money right now if you're not playing? And I mean, yeah, we're coming out of COVID, but like, there's no guarantee. And if you're not taking a vaccine, what am I giving you money for? I'm not giving you a contract. I wouldn't give Kyrie a contract right now. Nope, nope.
The
He
problem,
wouldn't
the
get a penny
whole
from me right now.
once the contract window opened, Kyrie was always up in the air because we didn't nobody really knew what the stipulation was going to be in New York and with the NBA, whether it was going to be the city of New York's rule or the NBA's rule. So that kind of sat until they figured it out. James Harden he has already come out and said he's going to resign. He just doesn't want to worry about it right now, which is fine. The only person that really matters that we got locked up right away is Kevin Durant. But
Yeah.
I also understand 100% the only reason we have Kevin Durant is because of Kyrie Irving.
That sounds good, man. But I cannot give any player's word any type of leverage.
Oh, I understand. I understand that.
They
But that's
will
all I got.
when they're in their market until the season is over. They're gonna say, "This is where I want to be."
Well, Kyrie didn't do that.
Huh?
And he
Remember
got
Kyrie in
crucified
Boston?
for that. He got crucified.
He
for
came
that.
out and he said he wants his jersey retired, and then when they started asking the season, he was like, "I don't know."
Yeah, Kyrie was in his feelings. He was in his feelings, sitting there, meeting. You know what, guys? I'm gonna stay here forever. Then his agent started talking to him, and he was like, "Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. I don't
Okay,
know."
here's my thing. Okay, I know we're talking about the Nets and Lakers here. Can we consider any other teams as title worthy as those
Yes.
two?
Oh yeah, this is NBA talk now. We go ahead, let it
Because
run.
I think the Bucks should still be in that conversation.
Yeah,
Um,
rightfully
yes,
so.
yes, y'all probably gonna think very biased for this, but I'm sorry, I'm gonna say the Knicks. Like, yes, I'm gonna throw the Knicks in there. I like our team. I like our chances.
As a title team?
Yeah, I like it. If like
Man, get the
uh,
fuck out of here, bro.
hey,
Like the
no
Knicks
foul
are a
language, bro.
playoff team, but you can't do that.
I can do that.
You really put them in that same category as Milwaukee?
I think that the team has a lot of
Heart and
inexperienced
defense.
players as far as playoff goes, but I think the team has also filled a lot of voids that they were missing last year.
We have
And I
really
think
filled
that they
some
do have a
voids.
lot of they have a lot of potential to potentially get in further. I don't see the finals yet, but they got
I
potential to
think
go a
they're
But
lot
still
James,
like
further.
You look at
2-3 years
last
away
year.
from being there.
James, you look at last year. Randall, for some reason, forgot how to play basketball in the
He
postseason.
forgets how to
You know,
play basketball in the regular season. I'm a Knicks fan.
Yeah.
Trust me. I
well,
know.
let me give you my before you continue. In the regular season, you're allowed to do what Julius Randle does, right? The defense
Yeah,
isn't the same level. You're allowed to ISO and take
but
those
that's
jump
not
shots that you
Randall's
take.
fault. Mike,
It's not.
whose fault is that?
That's Tibbs. That's Tibbs'
Exactly.
fault.
Nobody wants to
So
say it. Nobody has
when
said
I said
Randall gets to the
uh,
playoffs and
Tibbs got outcoached last year.
he's trying to do the same shit he was doing in the regular season, but it's not working, and then he looks crazy because he's trying to carry the team doing shit that's not going to work in the playoffs. That's the
why I
coach's
was.
fault.
That's why I was like, "Yo, they need to play Derrick Rose because they were so dependent on Randall and not trying to find a way to penetrate the post because Capella was just like, "Yo, you're gonna shoot, Randall, shoot,
Mm-hmm.
not coming in here, so shoot."
But they were
And we're
also
gonna
doing a
let you.
real good job of sealing him. The second he got the ball, they were in
Yeah,
it.
yeah,
In it.
he was completely he was completely contained off of scheme because they never changed anything, just like you said. But the moment that changed is when they put Derrick Rose in the game because Derrick Rose is more seasoned
It's been
and
there.
Derrick Rose has found his shot as a veteran player, but his drive game has never wavered, even though he got injured and stuff like that plenty of times. But it's like he understands schemes. So when they brought in Kemba Walker, I was like, okay, now we got a player that can shoot and penetrate a play on
Exactly.
defense. So that's gonna look
And
damn
we
good.
picked up that player from what's his name, the Magic. I forgot what his name is, but he's been doing pretty good too as well. He's a good scorer.
Fournier, so we
Yeah,
Fournier.
said.
Fournier, Evan Fournier, I believe that's his name.
Yeah.
Yeah, we got
Fournier
him.
disappears in the playoffs though, man. So I'm looking forward to see what he does.
Exactly.
But on
Exactly.
this team, he's more of a role player. Like,
He
so
he
it's
was a
like,
role
Well, he's
player
been a role player
in
his whole
Boston
career.
and Orlando. He plays really good in the playoffs and overseas. But when it comes to the playoffs, he disappears. He had 0 point games in the playoffs. If you're a role player, you do not have 0 point games in the playoffs. I don't care who you are. You do not have zero. Nah, that don't happen.
well, we'll have to see. At the
Yeah,
end of the day,
I can't put
I
them in a title contention yet. They're still
also
a piece
Knicks
away
fan.
from being that.
Also, I would agree with James. They're not title contenders yet.
They can get out of the
But
first
what? But
round.
what? But what?
The
But what would we
ceiling for
need though?
them, I can
What,
see. I could see them in the Eastern Conference Finals if
Depending on the
RJ Barrett
path.
takes
that
another if RJ Barrett takes another step, they could get to the
no,
Eastern
that's
Conference
what I'm
Finals.
saying. RJ Barrett takes another step.
But
Randall learns
he
how to
needs
play
to
ball
take
again
that.
in the postseason,
But
Dylan,
listen to all
and
this
then we
stuff that you're saying. All of
but
this has to happen. All of this has to happen.
but
And
but
the East is
but
better
you,
this year.
all right,
Because you got Miami as a real factor this year.
mm,
it's early.
Miami,
It's a
Chicago.
lot of it's a lot of
Miami and
early East
Chicago.
Coast. It's a lot
Mi-
of early, like I was saying, it's a lot of early East Coast guys that you think are gonna do something. I think
Well,
it's
they'll be a playoff team. There's no way they're not playoff teams
I don't
in the
know,
Eastern
man. It's
Conference.
but
gonna.
I don't.
You don't think Miami's gonna make the playoffs?
No, they're going to make the playoffs.
Miami made the playoffs
No,
last year. They're
Miami's
better
going to make
this
the
year.
playoffs. Miami's definitely going to
And
make the
Chicago
playoffs.
will step in and probably take over. Like Chicago's going to be in that like 5, 6, 7 range.
Yeah, but my
Chicago's gonna
thing
take Washington's spot.
Yep.
is, I think we're better than Chicago and Miami. I'm keeping a butt. Yeah, I think we're better than both those teams.
The Knicks, yeah,
Yeah, we are.
Knicks are better than Chicago
So
and Miami.
Dylan looking at me like I'm just saying some crazy stuff right now.
I think the Knicks are better than Chicago. I don't know about Miami yet.
You don't know about Miami?
I don't know about Miami yet.
Levine, DeRozan, Vucevic.
All
Okay.
Chicago's good.
all
Chicago's
unexperienced
good.
players. All unexperienced players. Only
Mhm.
player that's experienced a little bit that is
DeMar
DeRozan, and he can't shoot a jump shot. So,
And the Knicks are experienced.
Yes.
bro, I'm talking about that team is all unexperienced. Yo, you got look
Yeah,
Ball.
but they got talent. They got more talent than the Knicks do.
Mm.
Yeah.
Yo, name people after the five. Name people after the five.
Kobe White can play.
Kobe White,
I know
Lonzo
Jacoby White.
Ball.
I know Kobe. Lonzo Ball, Levine,
DeRozan.
Caruso, DeRozan, and Vucevic. I'm listening. Marketing's gone.
Gotta play that
I'm
music,
listening.
Yeah, but
man.
marketing sucked.
Nah, he's good.
He's
I
not
think-
good.
Listen,
He
he
is good.
dunked and ended. He dunked on Joker last night. Woo!
Marketing is good. He's in no man's land right now because he's in
Yeah,
Cleveland. He's on my
yeah,
fantasy team. He's gonna be
he's
good.
in Neverland
I
right
think
now.
he might be teetering the line of being soft, but when you look at size and comparability, because he's 7 foot 240, he might be that's the
soft.
Giannis and KD realm of size and frame and all that
soft.
stuff like that. But I think he is soft, but I think he is gonna be really good. I think he has a lot of potential to be really good. He's in Cleveland. Who else is in Cleveland besides Sexton and what's his name? Graham?
Jared Allen.
Jared
Garland.
He's pretty good. Jared Allen's pretty good.
Yeah.
Cleveland's weird because Cleveland does have talent on that team.
Cleveland
Yeah,
has
but-
nothing but
God,
7-footers. It's
Yeah, but-
awesome.
God, they're awful.
Yeah, they're not doing anything though. No one's worried about
Like,
Cleveland.
I don't understand it because there's talent on that team.
Yeah, there is.
I don't know if y'all know this. Sexton's
They
a
got
bad
Drummond
man.
too.
Sexton's a bad. No, Drummond's on
Okay.
Philly.
Drummond's
yeah,
in Philly. And
Sexton's
Kevin
a
Love. Did you hear
bad
that
man.
Kevin Love told them he doesn't want to get bought out?
Yes, I
That
could
he just
not
wants to chill in
understand.
Cleveland?
I could not understand that. I was like, what?
Because if he goes somewhere else, he's gonna be exposed for the bum that he is. That's why money's
He's
still
like,
in
yo,
bum.
I'm all set. All
Yes, I'm
set.
gonna stay here. I'm gonna say I'm injured every single year. They're gonna pay
Collect the
me. They're
bread.
gonna pay me, and that's just gonna it. And I'm gonna retire here with a bag.
All right. Well, fellas, it's been nice tonight. I do have to go right now. Have to pack it up.
All right, man.
Anthony, who's winning
All
the
right.
World Series?
Who's winning the World Series? I want the ATL to win that World Series, man.
Not
I don't like the
not want,
Astros.
not want. Who's going to?
The Astros. The Astros. They're gonna
Oh,
win the World Series. That team is too talented. I'm sorry. The
talent.
Braves, I like what the Braves did this year, but that Astros team is nasty, man. I'm sorry.
Anthony,
It
I'm gonna
is.
give you a week to think up a hot take. When we come back next week, I need a hot take.
Oh, definitely, definitely.
Per
All right,
Q, I want to say this breaking news. Per Q, Anthony Davis just hurt his knee in the game.
get the get mm,
No
mm.
way.
get the heck
Yep.
out of here. Are you
Good thing
serious?
I picked the under in the
Are you
Lakers
serious?
game.
Please tell me you're lying. Please tell me
Nope,
you're lying. You're
I'm
not
not lying.
lying. Can
Not
someone
lying.
confirm that? Can someone please confirm that?
Hold,
I will
please.
confirm that. I will put that in the group chat for you. I will let you know.
Look,
Oh my god, yo, I'm looking at it right. Oh my god, yo, we
I'm showing it on the screen.
yeah, I know. I'm looking
Yep,
at your
that's
screen
it.
right now. This is wild.
Uh,
This is wild.
glass. He's like homeboy from SpongeBob when you open the door and it's just glass bones, paper skin. Oh
Oh, well, all
no.
right, fellas, y'all, man. Y'all have a good night, man. And next week,
See
man.
ya.
He was grabbing his knee
So,
before he
all
hit
right,
the
man.
floor.
Damn. Well, that sucks.
It might be a bang of knees.
Hopefully. Hopefully.
It might
No,
be a
there's no
bang of
solo
knees.
time. Don't get excited.
No, I was wondering. I was like, "What the hell? Did everybody leave?" It felt
The
like
under
everybody left.
lives. The under
Well,
lives.
we've only got a few minutes. Anthony segued right into it. Just gonna do a quick World Series. I'm actually watching the World Series right now. Do you want to pick before I tell you what's happening or after?
I'll pick right now because I'm picking Atlanta because I hate that fuck Altuve so much. But Carlos Correa is going to be a great New York Yankee next year, and
Sure is.
I can't wait for
He got
that.
a rocket of an arm too.
I think Houston's going to win too. Unfortunately, I'm with you. I really want them to lose. Like I really want them to lose. And I'm enjoying tonight because they're down 5-1 right now, getting smacked by Atlanta. I'm enjoying every second of it. I wish I was wrong because I hope I'm right because I want Dusty Baker to get a ring, but everything in my soul they have gotten to borderline Boston Red Sox hate with me. Everything about these guys I hate whenever I
You
see
have
them.
no idea how mad I was at the ALCS being Boston and Houston.
I didn't watch it. I had no interest. I watched Atlanta and the Dodgers. I nothing
Couldn't
with
give a
Houston.
single. I
Could
was rooting
care
for
less.
Houston because I hate Boston more.
I was too.
But man, if they both just died,
The
Both
like
just
great.
both just catch COVID and have to forfeit. I don't care.
Yep,
Like
that's good with me.
it was terrible. So I'm going Astros in 6. Hopefully it is Astros in 6. I'm already down a game. It looks. But yeah, that's really it. So we've only got one segment left, and he pulled the book out.
I
This is
got it.
gonna be weekly. It's just me and you,
This
Breezy.
is gonna be a taste. This is just gonna be a taste of it. I'm not gonna count this, but I'm gonna
He's
give you
grinning because he
guys.
knows I'm an encyclopedia when it comes to these stats. He knows
Well,
I'm nasty with it.
the NBA ones are not stat based,
Well, then I'm
so
gonna struggle.
this is all gonna be memory. So I'm gonna give first one to Mike. If Mike gets it wrong, I'll give it to James. So all these are top 5 picks in the NBA draft.
Okay.
The career path of this top 5 pick went as follows: Golden State, Charlotte, Phoenix, Orlando, Philly. It's for you, Mike.
Golden State, Charlotte, who?
Phoenix, Orlando, Philly.
Golden State, Charlotte.
This is a
Phoenix,
top
Orlando,
5 pick or a
Philly.
number
Top
1 pick?
5 draft pick.
Top
Not
5
number 1,
pick?
top 5.
Wait,
Can I
what?
get a hit?
Wait, what's
We're
the? What, I'm
we're
sorry, it's
naming
on
that
you.
player. Yeah, we're naming that player.
We're naming
The
the player
only-
whose career path went from Golden State, Charlotte, Phoenix, Orlando, Philly.
See, that Orlando's was throwing me off. Do I get a hint or anything? I don't need to
That's
know.
it.
I was gonna say, just tell me the decade, and I think I can
So
get it.
everything here is from 2000 on.
Okay. Top 5 pick of Golden State. See,
Golden State, Charlotte, Phoenix, Orlando, Philly.
See, I know it's not Baron Davis because he never played for Philly.
This is in order.
That's in order too?
In order.
So that means Philly was his last team.
Yes.
Orlando's was still.
Is he current?
He no longer plays. You know what? I'll do you one better. I'll give you the year he was drafted.
That's too easy. Don't do that.
He knows
He
knows if you give me the year, I'm gonna get it. I'm gonna know it.
Don't give him that.
Because right now you're struggling. So I'll give you this.
Don't give him that.
Okay. Okay, I'll wait.
Okay. Mistake.
Do you have it, James?
No, not yet. Not yet.
He doesn't know.
Okay. Right now, I'm not paying attention because it's his question. But if he wants me to open my brain up, I might think of it.
I'll give you 30 more seconds, Mike.
It's not Andrew Bogut. God, Golden State sucked for so long.
He said Golden State,
Charlotte, Phoenix,
Orlando,
Philly. You got 10 seconds, Mike.
It's not Monte Ellis either. I don't know.
All right, James, I'll pass it to you. Golden State, Charlotte, Phoenix, Orlando, and Philly. James, you will not have as much time because it's a steal.
Mm-hmm. Golden State, Charlotte,
Phoenix, Orlando, Philly.
And he played for these teams, right? It wasn't like he got traded and then got traded the next day. Like it was like he
all
played.
Of these teams.
Okay, he actually played. Okay. Like, because technically Carmelo played for the Bulls, but did he play for the Bulls?
Exactly, or in the Hawks.
Exactly.
Yeah. All right, you got 15 seconds, James.
Charlotte, Phoenix,
and Orlando is killing me.
Philly.
All right,
Damn.
Time's up. Let me go ahead.
Maurice Spates.
No, 2001. So here's what I thought was going to give it away. Phoenix. You guys ready for me to tell you?
He was on those run and gun Phoenix, and he was on that Phoenix team that went to the conference finals. So.
When we have everybody here, I'll have actual timers so it doesn't take as long, but these are the type of questions that I have.
Golden State, Charlotte,
Phoenix.
It's the Bobcats, not the Hornets.
It's the Bobcats.
I thought Charlotte to Phoenix was going to be the thing that did it. You guys ready?
Raymond Felton.
It's not Raymond Felton.
It's not
Jason Richardson.
When did? Yeah, he did play for Orlando.
Yes, he did.
He did. Yeah, he did play for Charlotte. And he was on Phoenix.
I
That was a good
know.
one.
I have it on
Yeah.
here.
Yeah. It's Jason Richardson. Yeah. It sure is. It sure is.
What,
All right.
what else you got, man?
James, this one's for you.
We
Top
got
five pick.
We got 5 minutes, so we can rock.
Top 5 pick. Again, his career follows Dallas, New Jersey, Utah, Atlanta, Dallas, Denver, Dallas.
Ooh. Say it again.
Dallas, New
Devin
Jersey.
Harris.
Yes.
Pow. Pow.
Let me give you this other one that I had.
He was a top 5 pick.
Yes, he was.
Yep.
Don't be talking shit on my boy Devin Harris like that. I knew New Jersey was going to give it away. There's certain ones
But
where
when
it's
you go,
like
when you go Dallas,
New
going to
Jersey.
Dallas,
That's how I thought Charlotte Phoenix
yeah,
was going to be it for J Rich because he was on those Steven Jackson.
I forgot he played for
Bobcats.
Charlotte.
He was on that Bobcats team. Yeah.
All right, here's one I don't know if you're going to get. This was for whoever wants to answer it. Minnesota, Lakers, Clippers, Hornets, Wizards.
Minnesota, Lakers, Clippers, Hornets. What?
Wizards.
Minnesota, Lakers, Clippers, Hornets, Minnesota. No, Wizards. Minnesota, Lakers, Clippers, Hornets, Wizards.
It's not. No. Oh, I think I know who it is.
Jan Mahimi.
No.
Ah,
Jan Mahimi was Wizards early.
yeah.
I know who it is, and I can't get his name out.
Minnesota, Lakers, Clippers, Hornets, Wizards.
I'll do it better. I'll give you guys the year they're drafted next time. But
I don't think we need that. You need that?
I trust me. When you get the year, this makes all the sense in the world.
Okay. But the track, not many people go to track, so like
Trust
it makes
me.
it
Trust me.
Minnesota, Lakers, Clippers, Hornets, Wizards. Minnesota, the Lakers, then the Clippers. Though.
The year is 2010.
Minnesota,
Mm-hmm.
then the Lakers.
Think about who that 2010 draft class is.
Clippers, Hornets, Wizards.
So this guy played with Kobe.
Yes. Yes, he did. On some of those not great Laker teams.
Yeah, I'm trying to think who's on them trash Laker teams. Where's Roz when you need him?
Clippers, Hornets, Wizards.
I don't care about the Wizards. That franchise doesn't exist.
The way this player is going to give up who it is Minnesota the Lakers.
Minnesota Lakers. That's what I'm focusing on. Minnesota Lakers. And like I said, he played 2010. So he was before Julius Randle.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like this is a big.
Do you want me to tell you if it's a big?
Is it a no? Okay.
It's not a big. It's not a big.
It's not a big.
It's a forward. A small forward. From Syracuse.
Shoot,
he got put on a highlight tape by James Harden a couple years ago.
I know who this is. I'm looking at him. Harden made him fall, then stared at him.
Yep.
Oh my God, what was that dude?
Wesley Johnson.
Oh, why? Yeah, he did play for the Lakers.
He played. No, he played for Portland, man.
No, he didn't.
No, he played. He did. That was
Trust
the order.
me.
Yeah,
He did not.
See, I didn't even know he played for the Wizards. Like, who cares?
It was the very end. When I'm not saying the Wizards are like good, but it was he went to purgatory and retired.
Oh
Hornets,
man,
Wizards.
yeah.
Damn.
Mm-hmm.
That's where I was stuck at because I'm like,
That's where it's like when
Hornets,
you take a look
Wizards.
at some of these, when it comes into like the career path, you have to think of like one of those teams.
Yeah,
That's why it's like the year of the draft class helps, because then you get to gauge the other team and who was on that team.
Yeah, because instantly when you said 2010, I was like, all right, so he played with Kobe. I know
Mm-hmm.
he was with one of them bum Laker teams, and Wesley Johnson
but
was
I
on
wasn't.
one.
But I wasn't looking
But
for I wasn't looking for the Lakers. The what I was looking for was the switch from the Lakers to the Clippers. I'm like, all right, what player went from Lakers to Clippers?
and that
The
was the
first-
key because the Clippers it was actually the key to that one.
I thought Minnesota was. I literally
And,
thought the team that drafted him was.
and
Because then I remember Wesley Johnson going from Minnesota to the Lakers. But not many people make that Lakers to the Clippers jump. So
no,
I can see
not many,
where that's kind of important too.
not many.
Is that the last? You got more?
That's what I got for the NBA ones. I'm going to write more of those. And I think I'm going to do just a whole like segment of just those because those can be real fun. But I'll give you guys your jersey math. Jersey
I'll say
math.
we'll do one jersey math and then we'll wrap it up.
Yep. Jersey math is literally if I give you the name of a player and the team they played on, the jersey they wore on that team. So if I said Dwight Howard on the Hawks plus Derek Jeter, that equals what? You have to give me the number that it would equal by adding it together.
Which would be weird because he had a funny Hawks number.
He did. Exactly, but I didn't do that to you. I made it easy and I picked your favorite teams.
Oh, I'm gonna win this. See, this is where it gets fun for me and why James is making that face because he knows I pay attention to stuff like this. I pay attention to jerseys, the court, all of it.
All right, so let me get it to you. Kenny Britt on the Titans, plus Larry Johnson on the Knicks, plus Jorge Posada on the Yankees. What's the total?
Is that 39?
No.
40?
Yes.
Ha ha!
But you only get one answer next time.
17 plus 2 plus 20. Bang!
18 plus 2 plus
18.
20.
18. That's why I got it wrong the first time. 18.
Yep.
18.
James' one is a little funny because it's a lot of bigger numbers.
Oh, God. There you go.
Randy Moss on the Patriots, plus Zach Randolph on the Knicks, plus Andy Pettit on the Yankees.
Zach Randolph on the Knicks.
I think I have it.
Mm-hmm. See? I like this shit.
$117.
Whoa.
No. Too
no.
low. Too low. You owe me another 60, my friend. The answer is 177. Randy Moss, 81.
Yeah.
Plus Zach Randolph, 50.
50.
Plus Andy Pettit, 46.
See, because I was
46?
Yep.
I was stuck on where Randolph's number was.
I knew it was as soon as he said it, I knew it was 50. I knew it was 50 instantly.
Zach Randolph wore like the same number everywhere.
Yeah, I knew.
Nobody wears 50.
50. I thought Andy Pettit was 21. Why did I have 21?
No.
As soon as you said Andy Pettit,
for some reason in my head I thought Randolph's number was 27. For some reason.
50. I knew Randy Moss, and Randy Moss threw me for a second because he wore like I think like 11 when he played for the Titans or 17. He wore something.
I think it was like 17 or 18.
Yeah, he wore something in the teens on the Titans.
Because Kenny Britt was gone when he was on that team. Because Kenny Britt was on the Rams when Randy went to Tennessee.
But I was like, he didn't do that for me. Yeah, did he play for the Titans? Because I knew Randy Moss played for the Titans.
Yeah, for
I got the
Anthony,
Raiders Randy Moss. That's the
for Anthony, I had Jamarcus Russell plus Brandon Phillips plus Steve Novak.
Steve Novak.
Discount double check.
Yeah.
What did Steve Novak wear?
16.
Novak wore what? What the
16.
Oh, discount double check. Brandon Phillips is 12? 21. 21. 4.
Four.
He's
Who
4.
watches the Reds?
Anthony, apparently.
Nothing.
So Anthony's answer is 22.
Angry players.
We'll try it. Dylan has won week 1. We will try. We will try to get him.
Now you
next
know the
time.
type of shit I'm throwing. I'm throwing heat.
I came out there here firing with that Devin Harris though.
that was
it clicked in my head. I was like,
because my theme was top 5 picks. I'm gonna be a little more difficult next time.
I was like, hold up a second. Say it again. When she starts, I said, hold on, not Devin Harris.
The thing that screwed me up was the Dallas.
That's what it does.
That
the Dallas, Denver, Dallas. Not a lot of people did that, and I knew Devin Harris did that. He's the only person
he
that
did Dallas
was on
3
the Nets
times
and did the Dallas 3 times.
Yep. The only other person you can say did Dallas more than just as much as Devin Harris was Jason Kidd.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
But he had Phoenix and all that stuff before he got there.
All right, fellas, we're gonna wrap it up. Dylan, you got any shout outs or you wanna plug your socials, whatever you want to do? Now would be the time.
What is my socials? Follow me on Twitter at the BB Gorilla _. Catch all my gambling takes. Lakers in the under are gonna hit tonight. I'm gonna cash out on that, even though I missed horribly on 76ers +1.5. I'm a winning gambler despite. Yeah, go Knicks. I wanted the Knicks to win just by 1 point. so I could be prosperous. Yeah, I'm posting gambling stuff, my picks. I'm pretty good at gambling on NBA, NFL. But we'll figure it out from there.
Breezy 5X on Twitter. I need to do a lot better on that tweeting on Twitter. I never use it. I mean, I use it to view other people's stuff, and I'm gonna start to use it more just to troll. I am MBJ, which is Mike.
That's me. That's me.
He doesn't respond to any of my tweets and mentions.
Nope.
But I'm gonna start using it more. Y'all see me on there.
All right. Well, I think he's done because he doesn't do that stuff. Yes, he already plugged me. Follow me on IAM_MBJ on Instagram and on Twitter. And also, if you are diverse like me and Dylan and you watch wrestling, I am also on the Off the Top Ropes podcast. We broadcast every Sunday. Go check us out. But this was it. We're gonna go. Me and the fellas gonna go pop some champagne. It's the first of many. It was rough. Thanks for sticking with us. And we will see you next time. And in the words of the great Greenie from another network, we'll be back and better than ever.
See you guys.
All right.